let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal. Go. 6. It's beautiful. Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Start your day with a jolt of energy and no-holds-barred opinions. This is The Rush, where Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bring you bold, unfiltered, and uncensored takes on sports, life, and everything in between. Buckle up and let's go.
It's a Thirsty Thursday on the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. Hello, everybody. Good to have you along this morning. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, on the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, you know the morning routine. Thank you for just hitting that little button and hit play. It's a beautiful thing. YouTubers are watching this morning. If you are new to the channel, make sure to hit that subscription button, like this video, and, of course, you can play along with everybody and start leaving your comments in the comment section. And we do have a phone number as well, 515-517-2303. Hello, Ross Peterson. What's going on, buddy?
Lots happening. Lots happening, Travis. Yeah, how was your day yesterday? Yesterday was Wednesday? Wow.
It was Wednesday.
I almost said yesterday was Monday.
See, it's interesting because I thought yesterday was Thursday. And I'll get into what I did on Tuesday night because I kept referring to on Tuesday. I'm like, we have this event tomorrow. They're like, it's Thursday, and so I had to represent. I'm like, half hour later, we have this event tomorrow. No, it's Thursday. I felt like going, it's 25. It's 25. Ross, yesterday was interesting for me, and we'll get into your golf game, but it was an interesting day for me yesterday of my my signs of getting older and the coming to terms with soon to be an empty nester, to have nobody in this very large house that I own. I'm not ashamed to say that I have a very large house. You've been here. It's
a beautiful home. It's a beautiful home.
It's a big home.
Think Home Alone. Think the McAllister's home and Home Alone.
And it's going to be, when Greta moves out, there's going to be a lot of room in here and a lot of square footage that we don't touch. And I guess I'm fine with that. But yesterday was one of those days where you get done with it, you feel like you accomplished something, and then you went, oh, we're old. Because my wife got me really excited, not in that way, got me really excited because she came home from Costco with some solar landscaping lamps.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so, her and I are out there yesterday morning. We're kind of mapping them out where they're going to go. She got 2 packs of 6, and you never know the quality of those.
Yeah.
And so I rush home from work. We sit outside till the nighttime. We're like, we can't wait for these things to come on, right? Like, are they going to work? Are they, did we place them right?
This is Clark. It's Clark Griswold outside with his light,
exactly
with his extension cord.
We get our lawn chairs. I got a back patio. I'm not sitting on the back patio. I'm going to get the lawn chairs. I'm going to sit in the front yard, and we're going to sit there and wait for the sun to go down. And so we patiently wait. We're like, oh, it's not dark enough yet. It's not dark. I go, are these things working? So I go put my hand over the solar light, and then the light pops on. I'm like, oh, we're just minutes away. It's like lighting a sparkler before the main fireworks go off.
Okay, you've already, because that first road I thought was you bought faulty packs. They didn't turn on. Okay, so you went over, you checked it. They do turn on.
Yes, they work. And so as the sun started going down, pop, 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 they come on. And I'm like, yes, look at this glorious light. And so, I walk around the house where we placed them. I'm like, okay, we need more here. So right away, I'm like, go back to Costco tomorrow, get 2 more packs because we're going to fill in the gaps. We're going to make this look good. And so then I wake up this morning, I get done with my routine. I'm like, oh, I've got time. So I go outside, and it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm walking around the house to make sure all of them stayed on. And they all worked. And I'm like, this excites me. I'm turning into I'm going to be one of those guys that when Greta's gone, we're going to like just sit and do yard work and try to make a pretty yard.
Yeah.
Solar light. And you know what? And Aunt Jets goes, this looks no different if you were to wire it. And the great thing is, during the wintertime, I can take them out because, they don't need to be out there in the wintertime. So I'm just like, yeah, solar, baby. That's where it's at.
You've finally got the time. Again, man, we have this priority. You finally got the time, the priority. It can be the house now. I mean, for 20 years, it wasn't. For 20 years, that stuff had to go by, and it wasn't. You wanted. Everybody is in this position. Like when you're like, I'm turning into one of those people. Oh, you mean a person? You're turning into one of those people that evolves.
Well, Owen came over yesterday, and I never saw him, but he made a crack about the house and how we don't do stuff around the house. And he goes, his mom said something to him. He goes, well, it's kind of like when a raccoon gets into the siding and rips it across off the house and nobody fixes it. Well, if I'm going to fix it, I want to reside the whole thing. I'm sorry. I've been putting you and your siblings through private education high school for the last 20 years. That kind of sucked up the resources.
Does Owen listen?
I think he does. I don't know if he listens live. I know he listens to the replay.
He does. All right. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a truth pill here, buddy, because I've noticed in the last couple of months a few different things. One, I've never in the decade plus I've loved your dad, I had never noticed the control thing, and now I see it, and I was like, oh, this is kind of it's good. I quite frankly, I think it's kind of cute, right? I get it. It's just kind of your thing that you're like, darn it. And so I get it, and it's fine because it makes you happy to be able to do that stuff. Owen, when I was there for G Money's grad party, we were getting some stuff around, and Mary said, "Mom, we need to paint the trim of the garage." And Jeanette says, I can't touch it. And I can't tell Owen to do it because he knows it needs to be done. But now that he knows it needs to be done, he's like your father. And now it has to be done on his time frame when he wants to do it.
Well, the thing about it is,
and I think that's what Owen is like, is you. That's the truth pill I have for you. My friend.
I would say Owen is a lot like me. He would deny that.
I know. That's why.
Yeah, he would totally deny it because for the graduation party, like Greta painted the patio area where her art display was, and he was not happy with that, right? And he's like, I remember that day. He wasn't happy with it, and I've kind of figured Owen out that he is a lot like me, and because I'm getting older, I'm like, I don't want to upset the apple cart.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're also, Travis, very good at pick your battles.
Yeah,
you're very good at pick your battles. Control what you can control. Focus on the things that you can. That's it. Focus on the things that matter, and you're good at that. And you see, gosh, you're good. You know that Owen plays the chess game, the mental chess game, the same way that you do, and that's hard for you. Then you go, okay, I can't tell him. Now you understand the position that I've been in for 10 years, right? And I always tell people this. This is the one thing I say, but I'm like, Travis is so fun to figure out in conversation because you can't say, hey, you know what I'd like? You can't. You got to kind of play around a little bit.
But see, when it comes to Owen, I'm a novice chess player. He's a grandmaster.
He watched the master.
He's Anna Joy Taylor in the Queen's
Gambit.
Yeah, that's him. I can't compete.
I've seen it. I've seen it in action, dude.
Yes.
When we were, here's another one from the party. There's the big tent. And we're going to set up the big tent, right? And Anjanette says, well, we need to wait for, who was it that had, whose tent is it? I'm so sorry. It was
my brother-in-law Seth was bringing it over because it was like his in-laws tent.
Okay. So it was sitting there, but we were waiting for Seth to show up so we could. Owen did not wait for Seth to show up.
And I got it up in like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, we knew. I mean, as soon as he opened the crate, we're like, "This is easy. We can figure this out."
And then we all stood around and go, "What are all these other notches
now hold on.
for?"
We didn't all sit around. Don't
okay,
I think?
I stood
don't we
around,
have a really good photo of everybody else helping?
But me? Yes.
You know, I think Will sat with you. Or did Will take the photo?
Will might have taken the photo. I
Yeah.
was playing manager. You know, I was just sitting there playing manager. You know, I was the supervisor going, yeah, this looks good. Looks good, guys. Keep going. Looks good. Looks good.
You were wearing flip-flops. We were using another F word for you. It wasn't manager. It was lazy fella. That's what we were saying.
You know what I was good at? You remember those little white balls that look like Benoit balls? You're like, oh, what could these be used for?
I'm glad you said Benoit balls. I thought for sure you were going to say anal beads, but sure, Benoit balls, yeah.
But I was good at just going around because you were on a ladder, and I'm just handing them to everybody, going, here's some balls for you. Here's some balls for you. Looks good, guys. Keep it going. But you're in real estate, and you own a house. You understand that.
I get that you can. Yeah.
When you have 4 kids, you send them through private education, and I don't talk money a lot with the kids, right? And you don't want to say, oh, we can't afford it but a lot of times out of my mouth came, hey, we can't afford this right now because but I never put the education back on them. I just said, hey, now that you're gone, we'll be able to do a lot more stuff, or at least hopefully do a lot more stuff.
And by the way, the Costco landscaping lights aren't bank breakers.
No, they were $20 for a pack of
right.
Yes. $20.
I'm glad they look nice. See, that normally with your stories, when you start them like that, I was like waiting for 3 of them caught fire or something like that.
No.
Then you're like, no, they worked great last night. I'm like, something's coming. You said, I woke up this morning. My first thought was somebody stole them.
Nope, it was beautiful. Now, I do worry about the theft of them because all you got to do is pull them out of the ground, right? But at that point, you're like, okay, I'm out $20 or whatever. But I'm sending her out to get 2 more packs because, and sometimes with the solar lights, it's not very much light. These are spread a lot of light, and you can adjust it to where if you want to throw it against the house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So be careful because what happens is it like a stake in the ground and then you put the thing on top of it?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens, Travis, is the ground is always moving and shifting. Again, it's soaking in water. You know what happens when dirt gets wet? It moves around. So those pins are going to move and shift over time. So they will. What you'll need to do over time is totally pull the pin out and reset them because they'll get kind of wonky and look weird in 3 months.
And in 3 months, I'll be pulling them out anyway for the wintertime because I'm not going to keep them during the wintertime.
Good idea. That's really smart.
Yeah. So I'm officially old. I guess I'm officially on the empty nester track.
Love it.
And that's what you have to look forward to, folks. That's what you have to look forward to. You know, I put up landscaping lighting yesterday. I'm sorry. My wife puts up landscaping lighting yesterday. And Ross goes golfing. That's where our lives are completely different. Ross spends the day on the golf course. I spend the day at work, getting stuff done, and then landscaping lighting. That's what's bringing fulfillment to my life now. You shot a 59 yesterday?
No, I did not shoot a 59. The team I was on shot a 59.
I mean, a 59 should have got you like first place, at least in the first flight, or first place in the second flight, right? I mean, the 59, you're dominating.
This might have been the first time I've ever been in a foursome that ended in the first flight, just so you know. I'd never had them read the second flight scores and thought we were better than that. I played I go to Vegas every year, and I've met a guy by the name of Adam Fraser going through that. Yesterday I met his brother Andy. Adam's a really good golfer. Adam's a really good athlete. When I walked up to Andy yesterday and I met him, I'm like, hey, I've golfed with your brother before. He's really good. Are you as good as him? And he goes, I'm better.
And
I'm
didn't
like,
hesitate.
I didn't hesitate. I like this confidence. I like it. He kind of had like a little bit of a Phil Mickelson swagger to him.
Speaking
Dude.
of Phil's at 1 under at the
Yeah.
Open Championship right now, and he's through 11. He's in he's tied for 5th, Ross, at the Open Championship. Phil Mickelson, look at the old man. Wasn't on. He's like plus 800,000.
And I want to be clear. I'm not talking Andy's like in early 30s. He's not old man. He's got that. You know what I meant? You know, he's got like curly hair. You're like, damn. Gets up, crushes the golf ball, hits the golf ball so well. The Mosqueda family, the Tasty Tacos family, they were behind us. The Tasty Tacos guys. Multiple times they came up and were like, "That's incredible." He'd hit a ball off the tee box and people would go, "Whoa." And
he's the type of guy that would have a gallery at an outing like this, right? You're like, let's just follow this guy.
I mean, it was fun. It was fun. So 59.
59.
We did not place in the top flight.
Oh, my God.
Winning with a score of 53. His brother, Adam.
They cheated. There's no way you shoot a 53.
Dude, it was Ryan Grove was one. At any of these things, the idea is to like raise money for charity, and this was you could buy mulligans there. They had bought a bunch of mulligans. They had used one mulligan, and it was our friends that are legitimately really good golfers. Ryan Grove was one of the guys on the team. On that, I don't know who their other 2 golfers were, but with those 2 dudes, those are really two good golfers. But I loved it that I walked up and Andy's like, "I got this," and he carried us the whole time. I mean, it was incredible.
I buy mulligans at an event like that, when I buy one, to me, that's buying is unlimited mulligans. It's like, oh, this one ticket is a golden ticket for every hole. I want a mulligan.
All right, let's have the foursome conversation here, because the best ball thing, it's meant for fun. It absolutely is. And I kind of agree with you, Travis. Like buying mulligans, I think if you buy more than one, you buy 5, that should be unlimited mulligans.
Because that's like $100.
I also feel like in a foursome, and this is an outlier position I'm about to throw out. Okay, this is almost like saying you should be able to use chapstick. I think when you use a mulligan in a foursome, all 4 people should get another shot.
Oh, that's the way I play. That's the way I play.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to be clear.
Yeah. I'm right there with you. It's like
because most of the time,
a mulligan for the foursome.
Yeah, most of the time when you have your best player do it, and I'm always like, wait, why can't we all just do it? We're backed up. It's not like we're racing in pace of play. You're standing and chatting with the group in front of you and the group behind you at every single tee box. We're to have fun. You miss a putt and you think it's makeable. Hey, hit that back to me. Tap
it back to me.
Dude, I hit a drive that I could walk and get. I'm hitting that one again. It was so windy yesterday, I thought I was going to hit a drive I could fair catch. It got in the air and I was like, oh, I can get it. Oh, I can get it.
I got it. You're waving people off. Oh, God. Oh,
it was good. It was fun. It was a fun day of golf. My buddy Joe Hayho. So he a couple years ago, Joe has been on. He's our whiskey guy, right?
Yep.
So a couple years ago, we were playing last year, and all of a sudden Joe's like, "Man, have you ever heard the Brooks and Dunn song, My Maria?"
My Maria.
Don't you know I've come a long way? Yeah, that song. Like, yeah. He's like, so he fires up the speaker, fires up My Maria. My Maria. Song's winding down. He's like, oh, man, I wonder what song is next. Joe had put My Maria on repeat. And we listened to My Maria like 15 straight times.
Ooh.
I love it.
You never want to hear My Maria ever
I
again.
loved it. So We're on like the 16th tee box, and he's like, Ross, have you ever heard the Brooks and Dunn song My Maria? Fire up the speaker. My Maria. So 16, 17, and 18, we had My Maria playing. Now we're pulling into the parking lot, and Joe's like, put that speaker in your pocket. And while we're in at the dinner, just let My Maria play out of your pocket the whole time. Don't acknowledge it. He's like, it's coming out of my phone. So if I drift too far away, it's going to start cutting out anyway. So it played out exactly the way that he was hoping. I put it in my pocket, and sure enough, My Maria. Not loud enough that you can hear it coming. Just loud enough so that if I walked past somebody, you could see people go, did you hear My Maria? We're just sitting at our table. They're doing the raffle drawings. Ryan Grove is sitting between us, and Ryan Grove goes, you guys hear My Maria?
He's looking at the house speakers. Like, where's that coming from?
Anyway, we had fun. If it was fun, we laughed. Like I always say, we might not have been the scoreboard leaders, but we were the laugh leaders when it came back to the clubhouse.
I like it. I like it a lot. We talk about AI on this show a lot, and how it's getting better and better every day, and the developments of AI, and whether that's with videos, but a lot of it is misleading content. And Ross, on Tuesday, believe it or not, I do things professional sometimes. I facilitated a workshop with AI people in the city, from the business community, from the nonprofit community, from the education community. There was a guest speaker there. She has her PhD in like this stuff, and she did this big presentation on on the theories of it. I would say that most people there wanted the practicality of it. So I facilitated a workshop or kind of a discussion. And it came up, about different uses people were using in the architectural design world, using it in the insurance world, using it in the healthcare world. I brought up the marketing world. And I just happened to ask, like, educators, what are your main concerns? Not from how can you better use it in your classroom, but how are you worried about it with plagiarism, with writing and stuff like this? And I said, I just happened to bring up that I'll do some emails or some marketing material in AI. And a teacher got mad at me. She goes, are you citing it? I go, what do you mean, am I citing it?
What?
Yes. She goes, at the end of your email, you should be saying this was generated or partially generated by AI. And I'm like, no, I'm not citing it. I go, I'm literally just I'm using it as a productivity tool,
yep.
not a lazy tool.
Yeah.
When I have a bigger project to work on, I might use AI a little bit, but I usually write everything and say grammar, clean it up a little bit. But I don't. But when it comes just to mundane tasks that I need to get done, like a quick email or a marketing email, I'm just like, generate something so I can get it out the door. She goes, you need to be citing that. And it's no different than a term paper. You need to, at the bottom say a portion of this email. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that.
Not an email. You do.
So but then, it was in the ethics of it. But then I got to thinking yesterday, a friend of mine on Facebook, and I'm not going to name who it is, but posted a story, and it looked legit. It had all the makings of being legit, about a friend of mine, Clete Blakeman, who's an NFL referee, was fired by the National Football League for gambling allegations. And if you read it, you're like, holy crap. And then I started doing a search, and it wasn't true. I said, hey, Jason, this isn't true. I go, this,
you said I'm not going to use his name.
I didn't use his last name. But I said, hey, this isn't true, thinking that he would take it down, right? And so, because a lot of people get fooled by this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And the right thing to do, Travis, is reach out to your friend and go, hey, man, that story you shared is fake.
And so everybody was doing that. You know how he responds? This disappointed me. He goes, guys, I knew it was fake. I wanted to see if you all would fall for it because AI is getting so good. I said, dude, that ethically to me, if you knew it was fake, if you knew it was AI and you posted it without explaining
Without
it,
saying, "Hey guys, isn't this crazy how close this is to reality?"
Yes.
Because they are, dude. I think about a month ago or so, those videos started coming out they look just like the videos.
yeah.
There were always the little things you could pick up on, and there was still a little bit of that kung fu movie thing happening, and that's not no more. Now they're not manipulating anything; they're creating it from scratch.
So that's when I got to thinking, well, maybe she was right. Maybe I should cite that my email was created by AI. But I'm like, well, no.
No.
Because I'm not deceiving you in any way. The information that I'm providing were from prompts that I put in that were basically taking my words and putting them in a fast email that I could get out the door.
Is it the same as using Google? And I'm asking. I'm not making the statement. I want to think about this out loud for a minute. Is it the same as using Google? Meaning it's a tool. I extract information from it. I'm not. Do I sometimes copy and paste from the things that I get from Google, or do I sometimes, use the exact copy that word for word for a period of time? Yeah, I've done that. I've a lot of times in my real estate world. That's you're copying, pasting things like legal descriptions for lots, or included items on an MLS, or what I mean. There's things like that. Do I need to go through all of my work and say, I Googled to find this information. I used AI to polish this. I used AI to create this. I used again, in my head for a minute there, when I'm trying to, I feel like AI, which by the way is a really general term, which is like saying it's like saying the internet. It's right. It's like saying the internet. I used the internet to find information. I used Google. I used Grok 4. I used ChatGPT. I think that it's a tool that can be used. That teacher. Well, I love teachers, but sometimes teachers are teachers, and then they're teachers of teachers, and then they're principals, and then the real world is the other stuff is happening. The industry is evolving. That's why it's always seemed weird to me when I hear, because I never went to college, when I heard that professors are that's what they do forever. How did they become an expert in the field? They learned it all.
That's a fair point.
No, you don't learn it.
How did you learn it?
Yeah,
I mean, that's a fair point.
I'm saying you don't learn it all from the books. We all know that. We all know that. You got to get out there and get some calluses on your balls.
I mean, nothing against my experience at Grandview, but when I interned at Channel 8, they would come back and have me teach some of the classes because they weren't in the real world.
I was miles ahead of the people that were coming into the radio station at when I was, from working there at 17, learning the stuff, and then people would show up with a degree and owe money to Grandview.
Lots of money to Grandview.
And they'd go, hey, follow Ross around. He dropped out of DMAC a couple years ago, and he's been learning all the stuff we do.
But I got to think, and the ethics part was, okay, you purposely took a sports story about a friend of mine who's Clete Blakeman. Yes, I'm name dropping. But if you knew it was factually wrong, that's where I was like, you don't wait 12 hours to come back on and say, hey, I got you all fooled. Isn't crazy what AI has done here. What you start is, guys, this story's not correct, but this is how crazy it's getting out there. Because a lot of people are like, man, why would you post this when you know it's wrong and you're being told it's wrong and you don't take it down? And then you come back, well, I knew it was wrong. I'm like, well, because that's almost slander.
I always hate it when I'm listening to the radio and a person like I worked with a guy that used to do this. I hope everybody knows, loved Jan Michelson, loved him. He did one thing that I used to not like because Jan was so super duper smart. He was smarter than anybody. And he'd start these conversations and he would go, all right, I'm waiting for one of you to say something. I want one of you to say the thing that I'm waiting to be brought into this conversation. There's one trigger phrase that's going to launch this conversation into a different place. And I'm waiting for one of you to say it. And I would sit there and go, just say it. Just say it. We're not as smart as you. Just say it. And I feel like that when somebody does that thing of like, I was just waiting to see if you guys were smart enough.
It's a dangerous thing to do.
It is like, just say it. Just tell us because we're kind of dumb. And it's okay to say, hey guys, have you seen this thing that's crazy?
But I think everybody was saying, hey, this is fake. And you take 12 hours to respond to it.
And then say, I was just testing you guys.
Yeah. 515-517-2303. It is a Thirsty Thursday. Bruno's going to be in about an hour and have a nice long conversation with us. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
The Royal Mile, where everyone's a wee bit British. The Royal Mile is downtown Des Moines' living room with classic pub favourites. Pair them with a glass of whiskey or an expertly poured Guinness. It's bloody brilliant. The Royal Mile, a proper British pub.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza. The patio is open and ready for you, your friends, and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening this summer at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High-quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Here at Willis, we are proud to offer Rhino Lining Spray and Bed Liner. When you need protection without compromise, choose a professionally applied Rhino Lining Spray-On Liner. Only offered by authorized and trained Rhino applicators like us. Willis Chevrolet trusts Rhino Lining's quality, strength, and durability to protect every new truck we sell from abrasion, corrosion, and daily wear and tear. We can also add it to any make and model truck, even if you didn't buy it from us. Schedule online or give us a call to get yours done today.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
The best bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking them. Find us at the downtown Des Moines Farmers Market every Saturday.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Yesterday was like the slowest day in sports, which is fine. Sure, we could do all sorts of weird topics that you make up.
All sorts of weird topics you make up. You mean like the stuff I like to talk about? Are you? Is that a shot? Was that a shot at me?
No.
That was a shot at me.
No, I mean, we could dive into like who's the biggest rival in the SEC, who's the biggest rival in the Big Ten, stuff that's just regurgitated on a yearly basis. Or we talk about politically incorrect stuff, which the ESPYs last night, Ross, were politically incorrect. And Shane Gillis hosted the ESPYs last night. And you and I happened to see Shane Gillis at the Casey Center a couple months ago. And, it was not a politically correct show. And I remember leaving the Shane Gillis concert going, wow, things certainly have changed. Because 5 years ago, Shane Gillis was fired from SNL because of tweets that he was
he was fired because of a joke he'd made using an accent.
Yes,
on a podcast. That was that, and so then everything unraveled from that moment. But that's okay. Yeah.
But if anything, that may have catapulted Shane Gillis into stardom.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely crazy. And now, if you watch Shane Gillis, it's politically incorrect. And stuff that he says that 5 years ago he would have been canceled for, people are laughing at. They're having a good time. I mean, I'm going to play this joke. I've got like 4 jokes that he did last night at the ESPYs. And to me, they're all funny. And what makes them funny is when they bomb, and you mentioned this yesterday, Shane Gillis can laugh at himself. When you can purposely laugh at yourself and say something didn't work, you go, okay. And and what that does, it reminds you that it's comedy and don't take yourself too seriously. But to me, he started off right away with Caitlin Clark. Check this out.
When Caitlin Clark retires from the WNBA, she's going to work at a Waffle House so she can continue doing what she loves most, fist fighting black women.
That was one of those, Ross, where I mean, it's topical. It would be crazy to think that Caitlin Clark and the race thing comes up in the Christine Brennan book, but he has fun with it. I don't think you could have told that joke 5 years ago.
No way. I don't think you could have. Not on the ESPYs. Okay, I don't think you could have told that joke 5 years ago. I don't think that the ESPYs would have allowed it. I don't think that Disney would have let that joke. We all heard the stories about these filters that happen on these shows, and not only in the writing room, that's not live. You're watching that. You know what I mean? They can they can edit that thing as it's going. So the fact you're right. Would those politically driven things were avoided. They were avoided. And so I think you're right. It's fair to say that, like, you wouldn't have heard that joke. Could he have said it 5 years ago? Yeah. To your first point, we had no idea who Shane Gillis was 5 years ago. SNL launched him into our lives by hiring him and firing him in a short period of time. Then he went on Joe Rogan, and then SNL reached back out. And by that point, he didn't need Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live needed him.
But he's hosted twice since he got
yeah. And I thought he's been great both times.
There's a Deshaun Watson joke.
I had seen the Caitlin Clark one. I don't think I've seen some of these others.
I've got a couple. I got a Bill Belichick one, and then he played a joke on the crowd, which to me might have been. Here's the Deshaun Watson joke.
I didn't write this. Put your hands where my eyes can see is what they say when Deshaun Watson gets a massage. I disagree as well. I swear to God, I didn't want to tell it.
Terrell Owens going, I can't believe he just said that.
Well, come on. Like we're not supposed to make fun of that. That's that's
the elephant in the room.
And that's not even the elephant in the room. That's the problem. Is there's 58 elephants in that room. There's 58 elephants. There's Bill Belichick with his 24-year-old girlfriend, Deshaun Watson with his. Where is the limit? If Terrell Owens is going to go, clutch his pearls, T.O. just clutched his pearls because of a joke about a dude who we all know was a freak in a massage room
and paid a lot of money out
to a lot of women, and that's weird. That's weird. You guys might not think it's weird. That's weird. We can't make, and we're not going to make fun of it because did he say Deshaun Watson?
I mean, to me, this was refreshing. I
thought now that the stuff like that. Am I crazy? I haven't watched the ESPYs in a long time. I'm not trying to. I love SNL. I love SNL. I watch SNL all the time, and that it's a popular thing to trash on SNL and say you hate it and never watch it. I like it. I always have watched it. The ESPYs is one that I genuinely have not. I didn't even know it was happening last night till I'm like laying in bed and I start scrolling on Twitter and it's like, oh, or somebody sent me, I think, a clip of Gillis selling the Caitlin Clark jokes because he had a whole series of WNBA Caitlin Clark material. But you said it, Travis. Like he does such a good job of that, like deferring the responsibility of it. There's a bit of a mental chess game that he does. It's so good how the thing of like, hey, I didn't write this. I didn't even want to say it.
Can't blame me. Can't blame me.
Every time they would boo, from the clips I saw, every time they would boo, he would say something like that. Like, yeah, I'm surprised they let me say that too. I can't believe that Disney, our buddy Justin Miller was always very good at that. Remember when Justin, like you and I, it'd be the morning and we'd be giving Justin a hard time. And I'd be like, man, Justin, what's he doing? The guy's, whatever it would be. We'd be giving him a hard time. And Justin would join in. Justin would go, yeah, guys, it's like he doesn't even get us. And Justin's a little brother, right? When I'm a little brother. When you're the little brother, you kind of figure out this thing of like, all right, if I roll with the punches, they don't hurt as much.
I'm a little brother. I'm the youngest of 4 boys, right? But I'm a little late behind that because I was either the planned one or the accident. My mom, before she passed away, never told me if I was the planned one or if I was an accident.
Depending on my mental state at the given moment, I'm either the planned one.
I'm sure my brothers, who love me dearly, wink, wink, think I was the accident. That, you just came along because, I'm 6 years behind my next close. So by the time I was in my formative years, they were all out doing adulting stuff. So I even though I'm the youngest, I probably don't have the youngest thing like you did, right?
I can guarantee you that your wife, your 4 kids, and your coming grandkid are pretty damn sure that you were planned.
Yeah. I'll keep saying that. But you mentioned Bill Belichick.
Me too. Yeah. You got a Belichick joke.
I got a Belichick, and I'm saving what I think is the best one for last because he got the whole crowd. Here's the Bill Belichick joke from last night.
A bookie is what Bill Belichick reads to his girlfriend before bedtime. They do. They read The Very Horny Caterpillar, The Little Engine That Could But Needed a Pill First, and of course, the classic Goodnight Boobs. That's my favorite one. Also, I'm not trashing Bill Belichick. First off, he's 73 years old and he's dating a hot 24-year-old and people are criticizing him? What happened to this country? We used to be a great country. He won 6 Super Bowls. Yeah, he's dating a hot 24-year-old. Maybe if you guys won 6 Super Bowls, you wouldn't be sitting next to a fat, ugly dog wife. They let me do it. I don't. This is Disney. They allowed that. Yeah, I'm going to tell you a story. I was at we should have taken that out. I had doubts going into that. That didn't work all week.
See how he did that? Like, the minute he thinks it and it didn't really bomb, it still got laughs, and instantly he's like, oh, I don't want the responsibility for that. Or it's not even I don't want the responsibility for that. It's just this cool deflect thing that he is able to do.
It's a likability thing about it. It's like, oh, okay.
I didn't like that thing all week. It's so good.
Yeah, it didn't work all week. Disney let me do it, though. This is Disney. This is Disney. Good night, boobs. The little engine good with a pill.
Need a little help from a pill.
That ugly dog wife I was like, whoa.
My favorite line of it is, like, what happened to this country? We used to celebrate that.
High five. Give me a high five.
Anna Nicole Smith, yuck. But that old dude, hey, boy, on the way out, good game.
Now, the best joke of the night, and it was a joke, but there's some seriousness here, right? And there's always some seriousness around the jokes, right? Because it's like, okay, there's some truth here. He proved a point last night with the entire crowd and maybe their knowledge of everything. And have you seen this?
I did. I know what you're going to play, and I did see this.
This is hilarious, and it's not the hilariousness of it is the absurdity of it. This is around the WNBA, but kind of goes to what Ross has been saying for months. For months, watch this. He fooled everybody.
4-time WNBA All-Star Brittany Hicks is here. Give it up for Brittany, everybody. I'm joking around. That's my friend's wife. I knew none of you knew WNBA players. That's crazy. You clap for that.
That's crazy. You clap for that.
Everyone's like, woo, woo. Brittany Hicks, ladies, 4-time WNBA All-Star. Yeah. He's like, you all took the bait. And you know what?
Everybody would do it. Like,
I kind of did it too.
Yeah.
I'm going to take it for, okay, you said it. And then you go, yeah, I'm just kidding. That's my friend's wife.
You even see her reaction because she starts to applaud as well. And then her face pops up on the screen in front of her and you see her. Did you see that, Travis?
Yeah, she's like,
see it. And she's like, what? She's kind of like laughing. And he's like, I'm joking. That's my friend's wife.
And it just shows you nobody in the room knows who Brittany Hicks is. I mean, she's literally just there because she's Shane Gillis's friend's wife. Brittany Hicks, ladies and gentlemen. She's got a name that sounds popular. Sounds like that sounds like an athlete's name. Brittany Hicks. Yeah, I remember Brittany Hicks. No, you don't.
No,
you don't. I have no clue who Brittany Hicks is.
Did you go to high school with her? Brittany Hicks. She was in the dorm. Was it Hicks? That's good. Listen, and good job on ESPN for having Gillis, for allowing him to be Shane Gillis, because I haven't seen a single clip. Travis, those 4 clips are the ones that had a couple of those had at least found their way into my world last night or this morning. That's the only thing. That's the only reason I know the ESPYs happened last night. So good job on ESPN. Honestly, I'm beat by getting a guy like that and letting him be himself and tell those types of jokes that actually are going to get a little bit of tread.
Because if you don't let Shane Gillis be Shane Gillis, people know. I mean, he's established himself so much as the new politically incorrect that people expect it now. They look forward to it. If you didn't let him do it, people would be like, that. I don't know if Shane Gillis could do comedy that wasn't politically incorrect.
Well, I don't know.
He did an Epstein
Probably
joke
not.
last night.
What was it? Do you remember?
It was something about, I forget. I was going to look for it this morning, but it was something like about a piece was missing, like a minute of the he's people laughed because it's topical. And it's funny. Last night was the big, basically farewell. Usually you get the Penn State volleyball coach was honored last night with the Jimmy V Perseverance Award. She battled cancer. She was wearing the headscarf during the Final Four when they won the national championship. But last night was really kind of the goodbye for Lee Corso. Lee Corso got up and said his goodbye, basically did a long speech. And listen, and two things can be true at the same time. And that is Lee Corso had one hell of a run on ESPN College Game Day. There's no doubt about it. And it's time for Lee Corso to go. And it's been time for Lee Corso to go for the last couple of years. And I understand the relationship with Kirk Herbstreit. All these guys were up, Pat McAfee was up there with him last night. Desmond Howard was with him last night. I think Herbstreit was up there as well, which shows you how much they respect and love the guy. And I'm glad he got a platform like that to say thank you. But I'm also very happy that Lee Corso is not going to be part of College Game Day because it almost got painful. We've made the reference to Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, right? To where, oh, you're just propping him up there for show. Stop it. Stop it. But, yeah.
I probably won't go watch it.
And that's fine.
It's not fair because it makes me uncomfortable that I don't want to hear his story anymore or whatever. But I wish I were a better person than this, where I just don't I don't want to say I don't care, but in a way, like ESPN's milked that gland
for a long time. It's empty. That teat is empty.
And I'm cynical. And so I don't like the emotions that I get when I none of them. I don't like any of the emotions. So I just kind of ignore that that's still a thing that happens.
I look at it, the ESPYs probably are the best way for ESPN to reach a completely different non-sports audience because it's on ABC. They put it on ABC.
And it didn't know that.
And so you probably have a lot of people who may not even known who Lee Corso was. So I get why they shared it, but I'm kind of with you. I've been down that road. I've seen Lee Corso, know Lee Corso's story, and
wonderful guy. I'm with you, Travis. You hit it on the head. The guy had a wonderful career, and I loved finding out about the relationship with him and Kirk Herbstreit. That they genuinely loved each other, and I've been lucky enough, blessed to have relationships like that with people of a different generation, and. So I see that from Kirk Herbstreit's place, and I know what Lee Corso means to him. That's cool. I don't think I'll go. I don't think I'll go watch the Lee Corso speech. If there's great clips from it, if there's something powerful and impactful, I imagine it'll be clipped. As lazy as this is, it'll be cut down into the 30 seconds that I want to see, and it'll find its way into my world.
It's funny how that works, isn't it? But it was more Shane Gillis popping into everybody's world last night than it was Lee Corso or really anything else, because that was the most entertaining part of it. Brittany Hicks.
That's great. Hey, do we have a minute here? Because I got a local thing that I want to fire off here.
Absolutely.
So I got this. The first message I received about this was Tuesday from our buddy Jim Byers. Jim is the guy that I would credit with saving Little League in Pleasant Hill, because Little Leagues are dying. We all know this. USSSA has dominated, but Pleasant Hill Little League is still doing really well and thriving. And I credit that to Jim and his wife, Heather, primarily, but a lot of people, army of folks involved with that. Jim sent me a message on Tuesday night. It said, Ross, our senior Southeast Polk All-Star team is going to the regional championship game on Thursday in Peru, Illinois. If they win, they go to South Carolina for the World Series. They're 3-0 in Peru and have demolished all three teams that they've played. I looked. I reached out to one of the guys that. This is a group of kids that Eli had played with. So I reached out.
Older than that 12. So it's an older group.
This would be, I think, like 13, 14.
Okay.
So when you're up to 12, you play Little League. That goes to Williamsport, right? That's the Little League World Series. When you go When you go 13, 14, that's senior league, not little league anymore. So this is that group of kids. That would be 8th graders, freshmen, sort of thing, still playing little league. They're make an all-star team, work their way through the all-star thing, and now they have a chance to go play. So can I go through this real quick? Because I think I know a bunch of these kids' parents, and this is cool. Jackson Winkleman, Ryan Iverson, Braden Brown, Brian Deegan, Aiden Keister, Cooper Chebuhar, Jaden Vestal, Quentin Weeks, Jackson Scherzan, Chase Kaiser, Jackson Nutt, Sam Allen, J.D. Barnes, Sawyer Wolf, Dylan Corey, Cody Winiger. I think I got all of them. Congratulations, kids. That's freaking awesome. And go get them. Win tonight, and they go to the World Series in South Carolina.
That's pretty cool. That's really, really cool. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Don't forget, it is Thursday. That means Bruno's going to be in just right around 7:30. We'll talk about what's going on at the full court press establishments. Lots of stuff coming up. And you never know what Bruno's going to bring up. He always comes with some weird story that we were unable to find, and he pulls it out of nowhere, and it's quite entertaining. You may have noticed that I've been drinking out of a Rush Radio mug. Yesterday, I wore my Rush Radio shirt that I got, and you can also be representing the Rush Radio. You can get hats, shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, stickers. If you haven't seen the stickers, this is like $3. $3. But when you do that, 15% of the sales go to Can Play. If you want to know more about Can Play, we had Can Play on Wednesday. Great organization, and you'd be doing yourself a service by helping these folks out and providing opportunities to people to play sports who normally, in most circumstances, couldn't. And so 15% of the sales go to Can Play just by going to therushradioshow.com, click on the merch tab, and you can do your shopping there. And I can tell you, I can vouch, quality is really good, and you won't be disappointed with your sweatshirt or your shirt or anything like that. So go buy your merch. Somebody bought a mug yesterday, which is nice. It's always fun to see what people get. And I'm like, oh, you bought a mug. You're gonna be walking around the office. You're gonna be the guy from The Office. Remember Gary Cole? Gary Cole would come up, lean up on the cubicle, or not the Office Space.
Oh yeah.
We'll take a break. Come back. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Hey there, I'm Jake Schneider, Service Supervisor here at Willis Nissan. With summer heating up, now is the time to make sure that your vehicle is ready for the road. This July, we're offering 10% off coolant exchanges to make sure that your engine is running cool, and 10% off fuel air inductions to make sure that your Nissan engine is performing at its absolute best. And for veterans, we're taking off an additional 5% for a total of 15% off as our way of saying thanks. So stop on in or schedule online at willisnissan.com.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels, there's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah.
Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Thursday, everybody. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, or the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, very much appreciated. Good to see everybody out there listening this morning. If you're watching on YouTube, give this channel a subscription, like this video, and, of course, you can leave your comments in the comments section. Follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson.
Indeed, I am.
The Open Championship, better known to us Americans as the British Open, has started, and it's in Northern Ireland. Phil Mickelson is done for the day. He's -1. He's tied for 14th, which is a pretty good number. Right now, Ross, your clubhouse leaders, Jacob Skov-Olsen.
What?
Olsen. Jacob Skov-Olsen. He's at -4.
Your internet cut out. There's no way you're saying that right. Skov-Olsen?
My internet didn't cut out. I got great internet.
I'm
Jacob Skov-Olsen.
I'm making fun of the way it's pronounced.
I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. I think he's a little. He's Danish, so I'm putting that. I guess it's my Danish accent. Another guy's name I can't pronounce is also at -4. New technology when you watch the Open Championship this week on the 18th hole, Ross. They put the spider cam. So you see this in football stadiums a lot. You know that camera that's on the gyroscope and gives you these unbelievable views. It's the first time ever in golf they've used the spider cam. So I'm actually anxious to see this. And some of the inspiration was those classic walks up 18. And you can't do it on every hole. I mean, that would be almost impossible. You can't do it over the entire golf course because your lines would be spread for like miles. So they picked the 18th hole, added like 300,000 pounds because they use the British pound over there to the cost of the broadcast.
Oh, see, you can't do that to us. Come on. What is that? Is that like $9? What's 300,000 pounds? Well, I don't know. I thought you were going to say 300 pounds of cables.
No,
300,000 pounds of cables. I was like, oh yeah, that's American. Quit. It's not. And I know Brooks is listening and watching. Actually, Brooks probably isn't listening because he's watching the Open Championship.
Yeah,
it's the British Open.
Okay, you want me to put this in American terms? American terms?
Yeah.
300,000 pounds would be $401,821.50.
That's real money. That's real money right there.
Yeah.
You said dollars, and I understood it. $400 and some thousand. And Travis, did you see that article? This was one of those rabbit hole things that I sent you about this. Oh, cool. I was surprised that there wasn't more pushback on this from the golfers, because when I first read the headline, I thought, wait, this isn't a good idea. More stuff flying over a golf course, because it is there. They not only have to have, we all know what this is. They've got to have the pole structures and then the lines that go over. Now, they are brilliant in being able to design that thing so they can stay out of the way. But the other thing that they were planning on doing was having it over the top of the green, right?
Yep.
And they're going to have it like, and so I think one of the concerns was golfers. I mean, there's all sorts of rules about where you can stand on a green when a guy is going to address a ball. When a guy's going to address the putt, you can't stand directly behind him. You can't, you know what I mean? You shouldn't be within like, I think, a 45 or 90 degree window. There's real stuff there.
There's gentleman rules there.
Gentleman's rules. And that's all because you want to be able to have that focus. And so imagine that thing flying over your head, or the buzzing of that cables, or I don't know. We'll see. And it didn't seem to bother anybody yesterday.
When you're at Kinnick Stadium, if you're at or Jack Trice Stadium, because the crowd, you don't hear if that even makes noise.
Yeah.
So you don't know if it goes as it whips across the cable. I don't know if it makes a noise, and I'm sure it does.
Yeah.
But do you come to a complete stop when they're putting? How high up do you go? I think it's like 25 meters, and I don't know how many feet that is because again, I'm speaking.
Talk American to me.
I can't talk American to you. How many feet is 25 meters? I have no idea.
82 feet.
That's pretty high in the air. I mean, that's 8 stories. So that you would think
that's
that'd be high enough.
It's 8 basketball hoops. That's what that is. 25 meters is 8 basketball hoops.
That's high in the air. High in the air. But Ross, to answer your question, you're surprised there wasn't more pushback. But I also think you have a generational thing, meaning that you have a lot of younger golfers who have seen this technology in football, seen it in basketball, and go, that's really cool technology, and understand that if you can add a different perspective to the game, that may draw more eyeballs to the game, capture a completely different angle that's never been seen before, and go, hey, why not try it out? Because if it works, the crazy thing, it's never been used in golf. Usually they'll do it at, like the John Deere Classic, just to see if it works.
Yeah, they're doing it at the British Open.
Yeah, they're doing it at the British Open, which is now underway. And you're right, Brooks Reynolds, I believe he's out in California. He had to get up real early.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
because I just saw he sent us a photo of him. What, favorite morning of the year? Or,
yeah.
Whatever.
He's going to Cali today because we were supposed to go to the Avett Brothers tonight.
I know why he's in Cali.
Caviar.
He is sourcing the caviar. That's right. That's what he. Because I saw him at the food fair thing. I was chatting with him. We're trying to get together for something, and he
texted me because you want to go to the Avett Brothers tonight? I'm like, yeah, let's go to the Avett Brothers. And then he ghosted me. Just ghosted me. And this was a couple weeks ago. And then I'm like, hey, are we going to the Avett Brothers? Oh man, I'm not gonna go now. I gotta go. I gotta go see my dealer. I go, your dealer? Yeah, my caviar dealer. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Must gotta get out. You gotta source the caviar. And I have a friend now that I can say has to go to San Francisco to source the caviar for the Iowa State Fair.
Think about it. We have a friend that has a caviar dealer and a lobster dealer.
Yeah.
If you need a hookup.
And a hookup on the Dom.
You just go straight to the maker of Dom, say, hey, I'm going to purchase this many bottles.
For the Iowa State Fair.
Probably not, though, because of the way liquor and alcohol works in Iowa. It has to go to that big warehouse in like Johnston. Some distributor.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. He had to buy it through the state, basically.
Yeah.
So he was sharing something else interesting with me. That the bottle is basically can be considered a projectile. So when you buy the $600 2-foot lobster roll with the caviar on top and the bottle of Dom Perignon, they have these specially branded glass. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm saying it. Sorry, buddy. He's got like these specially branded glasses that they pour the Dom into and serve it to you that. And then the bottle is wrapped back up and saved for you for after the fair. Because they can't give it to you and let you walk it through the fair.
Oh.
Just like they can't give you a can of beer. If you order if you want a beer, they have to open they'll open it or they'll serve it to you in a plastic cup. And that's the same thing with the bottle of Dom. So he's like, we seriously have a system in place that we're gonna store the bottles and get them to the people afterwards.
Not to poo-poo it. If I have a bottle, first of all, I'm not spending $600 on a sandwich and a bottle of Dom. But I'd be like, it's an empty bottle. Go recycle it, right? I don't need an empty bottle, unless it's a collector's bottle which says JR South Fork Ranch Dump.
Oh, I don't know.
And I don't know if you can do that or not.
All right, maybe I really overstepped my bounds. I'm sorry.
You didn't. No,
I
you didn't.
probably.
Yeah. Hey, ask for forgiveness, not permission. Remember that.
Not from friends, dude. You do that from freaking bosses.
Caitlin Clark did not play last night for the Indiana Fever. In the middle of the day, she was questionable for their game against New York. By 5 o'clock, it became apparent that she wasn't going to play, and the Fever got blown out at New York, 98-77. Caitlin just sat on the sideline. You could see just kind of the frustration of not being able to play. And now, Ross, it moves on to the All-Star festivities, which are tomorrow with a 3-point contest, and the All-Star game on Saturday, which she's still going to be questionable. Stephanie White had an interesting answer last night when they asked her about, Caitlin in the All-Star game. She goes, I don't really know. Caitlin and her people will decide that. I'm like, well, hold on for a second. I get that, but as a Fever organization, you have to look out for your franchise too. I mean, I would hope the Fever, or maybe it came off wrong. Maybe I interpreted it wrong. But when you say Caitlin and her people will kind of decide that, I'm like, what do you mean Caitlin and her people? To me, the Indiana Fever are your people. I get you may have other trainers and stuff, but the Fever need to say, hey, where are you? What is the risk of further damage, and how does this affect the overall long-term prospects for the season? Because we're in this for the long haul, not an all-star game.
I don't want this to come across as smartass. These are genuine questions. Doesn't Caitlin Clark have more resources than the Indiana Fever?
Probably.
That's what she's saying. We got a staff here, and we've looked her over, and we think this thing, she's got people. We know that, dude. We know that from trying to shoot baskets at her old high school. She's got people. Caitlin Clark is an industry. She's not a businessman. She's a business man. That's the Jay-Z line. That's the prophet or the pet. So she is absolutely got more resources than the Indiana Fever. I should say absolutely. I think she does, and I'm betting that's what the coach is saying here is like, we'd love to have her back. We don't get to make that decision. What's best for us? Because you're right, Travis. They're looking out for the organization. What's best for the Indiana Fever is Caitlin Clark on the bench or Caitlin Clark on the court. Yeah, and even having her, like you talked about yesterday, have her go out and shoot the 3-pointers. Have her go out and be out there for the tip off. Get her one shot up and then call timeout and have her hobble to the bench. I don't even know that's. I don't know. But that's what the Fever, I would think, are saying, hey, if you can do it, please put on the uniform and let them take pictures of you and get out there.
Because it was supposed to be that perfect world, right? The All-Star game in Indiana, it was supposed to be a 3-point contest. She didn't participate in last year's, was invited to the NBA one, said, hey, the first one I'm going to be in is in Gainbridge in Indiana. And then just a season riddled with injuries, and it's got to be frustrating. You see the frustration on her face, and you wonder what that does to your mind, right, Ross? When you are a person that's never been injured, she's had things go her way. Not saying there hasn't been ups and downs in her career, but I guess careers is plural because you had a high school career, you had a college career, you're in your WNBA career. And up until this season, everything has gone fairly smooth. Probably the biggest mental challenge she's ever had as a player, and this is just my opinion, has to be happening right now because this is something that you've never dealt with. In the book I'm reading on her game, and Christine Brennan was at Beaverdale Books last night.
It's funny. I was just looking that up because when I was with Nancy Austin, she said the other day, hey, Ross, Christine Brennan's coming to Beaverdale Books to chat, and I'd really love for somebody to go with me. And I was like, oh yeah, if I can make that work, I'd go with you. And I was just thinking to myself, was that last night?
That was last night.
Damn. I just was on the Beaverdale Books website looking up their events to see if that was what happened. Darn it.
But they talk about, probably, she had an ankle injury last year, but she taped that up, never missed a game. Had kind of a nagging injury in high school, but never missed a game. This has got to be the biggest mental challenge she's had, because every time you take the court, you're like, am I going to get hurt again? Am I going to get hurt again?
We watched that. You showed us that clip yesterday, Travis, of her kind of pulling up on her groin and going over and hitting her head against that basketball sanction thing, whatever you'd call that. Sanction?
The standard.
The basketball stand. The thing, the pad, the hoop.
Yeah. The hoop. Just call it a hoop. Everybody knows what you're talking about.
Did you see the clip of her? I had not seen it until then last night, of her sitting on the bench after that.
Oh, yeah.
Because we were like, oh, man, she almost looks like she's in tears. No, she was in tears.
And I don't think it was tears of pain. I think it was tears of, I know what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be out for a while.
I don't think, I'm with you, dude. Reading her face. Yeah. Reading her face, it looked like tears of more than that. Yeah. It looked like tears of more than I'm in pain. It looked like tears of like, this is wearing me down, man. I wanted to play basketball.
And that's that mental thing I'm talking about, right? It's just like it reaches a breaking point to where you're like, not again. Not again.
Dude, the build them up, tear them down thing normally happens on a much more like superficial level. It's normally not this mental. Maybe it is for the individual. Maybe for every individual that goes through this build them up, tear them down thing, and on a huge scale, it is this taxing. Hers just seems like such more of a
bad luck.
No. I'm talking about something else. I'm talking about how I said from the minute she started to getting on this meteoric rise, hey, there will be a backside of this hill. There will be a backside of the hill. I didn't imagine it being the weight of this much. I didn't think that it would get to this level. And I think that the weight of that, I think of a girl from West Des Moines who is a really good athlete who wanted to play sports. She didn't go out and ask for any of this. It was thrust upon her, and she's handled it freaking amazing. Give credit to her team, give credit to her parents, give credit to her, because whatever game plan that those people would have laid out that you want to give credit for, she's the one that goes out there every day, not only on the court, but off the court, and executes it. And that, man, I saw that clip last night of her sitting on the bench and crying. It wasn't weeping. It was sorrow. That's a
good way to put it, because there's different levels of crying, right? There's different. Yeah. Sorrow is a good way to put it.
It's Jackson Brown line. It's a fountain of sorrow. And I
remember music lyrics. You are brilliant when it comes to music lyrics.
I don't know. They matter to me. I think that's the you remember the stuff that matter to you. I've learned that. So there's the quick answer. I don't know why. I don't know why they matter to me. They seem like a fast way to access knowledge. I don't know. And that's what I saw from Caitlin Clark on last night, was something more, something heavier. I hope it's not it. Maybe I'm reading into it. I hope what I'm doing there is the projecting when I'm being that fountain of sorrow, what that would mean to me and how the weight of the world is crushing on me. And maybe it was just, man, my groin hurts.
Well, at the end of the day, and it's hard to in the moment, because when it happens in the moment, it's everything. But it's a reminder that life, no matter who you are, what you do, it's a journey. You're on a downhill slide, you're on an uphill slide. It happens to every single human being. Different circumstances, but this is just something that she's going to have to deal with. Sometimes it's long term, sometimes it's short term, and only that story will play out in the future. But this year has just been you've hit the valley. You're not at the peak. Last year was a peak. Was a peak, and it would have been hard to even go up from that peak. Yeah. She's in a pretty good valley right now.
Great way to put it.
On the games that she's
winning. That up and down, build them up, tear them down thing that talking about.
Content's an interesting thing. Our good friends over at Iowa Everywhere produce a lot of content. We do a daily show. And people are looking for content all the time. We've been approached by a couple TV stations in Des Moines to put this show on their apps and it's one of those things you're like, okay, what's the benefit of it and all that? Ross, third-party content is becoming interesting because FS1 cut 3 shows last week. Joy Taylor got fired.
Yep.
Okay. So they cut Breakfast Ball, they cut The Facility, and they cut Speak. I think Speak was Joy Taylor's show, right?
I've never heard of any of the 3 of those.
Yeah. So you cut shows, you go, okay, what are you going to fill in their place? It's now come out that FS1 is close to inking a deal with Barstool Sports to fill in said content. So what you do is like, hey, we don't have to pay people. We don't have to have the production of it. We can just go out to somebody else who's already producing content, who already has popularity, who has a built-in demographic, and Barstool's at 18 to 34. I promise you 18 to 34, and I look at our demographics almost daily, is not our demographic. We are more that 25-54 group and that 55-65 group. That happens to be our demographic. It would be hard for me to attract an 18-year-old to come listen to the show. If they do, it'd be great. But you did have somebody go, hey, I've been listening to you since I was 10 the other day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was like,
Tanner was his name. Yeah.
Getting third-party content. But here's the kicker of it. And it shows you what they're really thinking. It's almost like, okay, we got the shows on FS1, but how do we go against ESPN when it comes to college football? Because Fox does a good job with college football. ESPN College Game Day has Pat McAfee. Part of the deal is Dave Portnoy on Big Noon Kickoff.
Yeah. I have no problem with any of this. Those 3 shows that you mentioned and Joy Taylor getting fired should have happened a long time ago. Joy Taylor, I mean, it legally had been a problem even, right? The Barstool stuff with Portnoy, very, very smart of FS1. I mean, these are questions that answer themselves. Who benefits from this relationship? It ain't Portnoy or it ain't Barstool. It isn't the Barstool brand.
Their brand is their brand.
Their brand is way bigger than FS1.
Yes. When FS1's going, hey, Barstool, why don't you come over here? Because you're going to bring us some viewers, probably easier, more accessible.
And smart. Travis, let's be honest, because FS1, nobody that takes in Barstool content right now, the millions of men and women that are absorbing Barstool content right now, none of them are going to flip on FS1 to now take in their podcast that they're watching on, taking in on demand, or the pizza reviews. Nobody's going to go to FS1, but people that are flipping through the channels will now see Portnoy content. They'll go, oh, I know this guy, or I like this guy, or one of those millions of people will be flipping through and go, there's my dude. I remember this episode. I remember this thing. I watched it. I'm going to watch this later, blah, 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 whatever. And he's paused for a long enough that FS1 gets some numbers. FS1, this is really smart. They're really, really smart on their end, I think.
Yeah, I don't disagree. And Portnoy's polarizing.
I
love his pizza reviews. I find myself watching it, and they're the same thing over and over again. But for some reason, I find myself watching them just to see his reaction to pizza, right? And call what you want, it's brilliant because he's built an empire off pizza reviews, and you don't have to like it. But
I love Portnoy. I hate Portnoy also. I'm one of those guys. And the pizza reviews were something. I remember being up on the island one year. Our buddy Chris Kremen was with us. And Chris said, "Oh man, have you guys heard of these pizza reviews that this guy does?" And I had never even heard of Barstool Sports, had never heard the name Dave Portnoy. And he pulls up his phone and he starts playing these things for us. And one bite, everybody knows the rules. And then and again, I think I'm a little bit
cynical.
Either OCD, cynical, on the spectrum, whatever it is. He takes the second bite, and I'm like, he said one bite. He said it was only one bite. Now he's taking 2 bites. Why did he said it with the rules were back? I'm such a why am I the way I am?
I don't know, but
I mean,
a brilliant businessman. Think about it. He sold Barstool and then bought it back for $1.
That's why I say I'm a huge Portnoy fan. I love some of the stuff he does. My favorite pizza review ever, Trav, was one that was done in Baltimore, where he goes into this guy who gives he's a veteran, and he gives a portion of his proceeds back to a veterans committee. And Portnoy goes in, and the guy says, "Man, I'm really glad you're here because I'm shutting the doors. I'm going out of business. Friday's my last day." And Portnoy's like, "Why do you mean?" He goes, "I can't pay the bills, man. I'm getting run out. I can't pay it." And Portnoy goes out, tastes the pizza, and it's so good. He goes back in and he says, "How much money do you need to stay open for a year?" And the guy goes, I don't know. And he goes, "All right, pretend somebody is standing in front of you with a lot of money. You need to know how much money they can give you. How much do you need?" And he goes, "I think 60 grand. He goes, "I can give you $60,000. Dude, during the pandemic, that stuff that he did for people, you cannot like the guy and not like some of the stuff he says and some of the stuff he does, or not, or more importantly, not like everything. Here's more. You shouldn't like everything that anybody does. So, and I admire the guy for some of the stuff he does.
Tony says, Fox owns Outkick. Wonder why they're not using Outkick. I can tell you right now, it's demographics. Outkick and Clay Travis, I'm telling you, that's probably an older demographic. They are wanting a specific demographic, and they're doing that for a reason, because once you get the 18 to 34-year-olds, then they transfer into a different demographic, but you hope you build that loyalty. It's about a demographic. And Portnoy's not stupid, because Fox, you think he's going, "Sure, Fox, we're so desperate that we'll give you this stuff for free." No, Portnoy's going to get paid from Fox.
That's why I stopped myself from saying Portnoy's not benefiting from it.
Yes,
he's getting paid.
But I look at some of these shows that have left Barstool, like Bussin' with the Boys. He wanted to keep Bussin' with the Boys, but they left for DraftKings because they paid more. Here would have been an opportunity, like, you left too soon, because this would have been and Bussin' with the Boys would have been a really good show for that FS1, just because of that demographic. So, yeah. But expect to see Dave Portnoy on Big Noon Kickoff this fall to counter the Pat McAfee effect.
Expect him to be on Big Noon Kickoff.
Yeah,
I won't be watching.
I like Big Noon Kickoff.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I think they do a really good job. You know who I like on that is Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer is so good when he starts breaking down.
Well, dude, listen, this is where I kind of, quite frankly, again, I don't like Portnoy. I like some of the stuff about Portnoy. This is where I don't like Portnoy. He's kind of over the top for me a little bit when he starts to like talk sports. Actually,
it's an East Coast thing.
It's
the East Coaster in him. 100%. I know what you're talking about. 515-517-2303. When we come back, Bruno's going to be with us on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Mason Miller, sales manager out here at Willis Infinity. We got some great stuff going on this month. This month, we actually have 0% all the way out to 60 months on a brand new 2025 QX60 and 0% out to 36 months on both 80s, 50s, and 55s. Of course, we do offer loyalty still on the QX60s and 50s and 55s. For more information, visit us online at willisinfinity.com
or see us in our showroom.
Missing a quality home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the Champagne of Bars.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Is your vehicle in need of some summer cleaning this year? Come into Willis Chevy for your full detail today. For the month of July, we are offering a special of $249, and that includes the interior and exterior with a wax. Give us a call to get scheduled or do it online at willischevy.com.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. It's Thursday. That means our good buddy Bruno's with us. And it's always good to hear from Bruno and bring Bruno in. And
Bruno!
He's here now. What's up, Bruno?
What's up? Got my
I got a
stuff
question
fixed.
for you. I got a question for you. Matter of fact, I got a text right away, right before you came on the air with an important question. And it's from my sister-in-law, Gretchen, who you both know.
The
Big
one that
fan.
likes the beer.
Big fan of Gretchen.
She would be an ideal employee at the El Bait Shop, or El Bait Shop. I shouldn't say the.
Oh, she's
at
asking
El
for
Bait
a
Shop.
job. Is that what this is all about?
No. Big, and I asked this question last year, but she was on your Facebook page and she was looking. She's like, "Hey, do you know if El Bait Shop or High Life Lounge is opening early this year for iCub noon games? If not, could you ask Bruno, because did a minor search, couldn't find anything." So that, I think she's bringing the office over, or a group of foresters are coming over for a noon game, and they like to go to El Bait Shop and High Life Lounge to drink beforehand and have a little bit of lunch. So for those noon games, are you guys open?
Yeah, we're open at noon.
No, I think she's talking like 11.
We open at 11 every day. So we're good there.
Open for lunch every day.
Open for lunch. If you're looking to get in a little bit earlier, I would suggest Truman's. They have breakfast and Bloody Marys and mimosas and beer, and
it's a fun atmosphere, man. That is the spot before a game like that. Gretchen's playing there. Only thing I would warn her about is
you might be there at 1.
There you go. You can miss.
You're like, man,
you can
it's
miss
the fourth inning. We going to go to the game? I've heard that discussion so many times.
I've had that discussion so many times.
Let's go to El Bait Shop and High Life Lounge for one quick one.
We could have a beer at the bait. We could have like 4 beers at the bait shop or a half beer at the stadium. No, it's not that bad. That's Conley's game. No, I was kidding.
See, I'm going to get a text from Chris Conley now, because that's not fair. That's a cheat.
Yeah, text Bruno.
Yeah, go to Buzzard Billy's before Wells Fargo stuff, or excuse me, Casey's Center. The center part, I don't know. But yeah, no, of course, go to those places. They're great. Paul McCartney just got announced last week. We talked about that.
How ironic that one of the first shows that got announced when it was named Wells Fargo Arena was Paul McCartney, and one of the first shows that gets announced when it's
what's one? I mean, it's the first big announcement. Let's just say, because
I shouldn't say the first one. One of the first big announcements.
I think the first thing they announced was the International Quilters.
Yeah, big convention coming to town. They
I have no
gonna
idea.
draw.
That is a thing, and it boggles my mind, the things that they do up there.
Dude, the stuff that they are able to do in that, we you know better than we do, but Travis and I had a really fun conversation with Greg Edwards when he was going out about some of his favorite competitions and events and things that happened. Travis, the one to this day that maybe blew my mind the most or exceeded my expectations the most was when they were having was it the state billiards competition? Was it the state?
They have it every year.
Dude, it's unreal to go there
like,
and
it's like what is like 500 tables or something.
And they're like laser leveled, and it looks like Arlington when you walk in there. The precision of how those tables are laid out. Maybe I'm a nerd. Maybe that was crazy for me.
The crazy one for me is when they used to do that, and they maybe still do, like motocross, like the motorcycle stuff.
Yeah,
and they haul in all the dirt, and they'd have the jumps and the things, and I'm like, and then the next day they'd have a hockey game, or whatever.
Exactly.
It's like crazy.
Yeah,
it's a job. Special events. That's not my thing.
Little Giants, a special event.
Well, where you got to, I'm not doing anything other than we're putting we're putting a lot of Iowa beers on and pointing towards them. We're not re-engineering, asking the neighbor, can we take over your parking lot and do all sorts of, weird, additions that we normally don't do in the course of a normal business day. But yes, you're right. Little Giants coming. Make sure you put that on your calendar. I believe October 4th or 10th. I'd have to look it up. It's not on this week's. But we got plenty of time. Just remember it's in October, early October. I think it's the 4th. But yeah, lots of fun things. Do you know, right now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've needed to have a little bit of a positive attitude. You got to remind yourself, you got to have some positive attitude. You got to have a faith that things will always work out and that, things are going to go your way. Did you guys hear about this lady in Michigan?
No.
She won. Well, I didn't give you much details. She won. she's 77 years old. In Michigan, she won the $4 million in state instant lottery recently, which is, that's sort of garden variety lottery stuff, right? But the Detroit Free Press reported in July 1.
$4 million is garden variety lottery
in the perspective of winning the lottery.
Not billions. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not
I understand what you're saying
crazy.
there. I know. I understand what you're saying there.
Most 99.9% of Americans, 98% of Americans, it would be life-changing to get that kind of money. Maybe 95. I don't know. For me, it changed my life. The woman who is choosing to remain anonymous, she said she plays the game all the time, and she was frozen in her seat when she after scratching the winning ticket. Curiously, in the light of her age, the winner chose to receive annual payments for $133,000 for the next 30 years, and instead of getting the lump sum of $2.7 million. She's planning to donate some, do some home repairs, and share winnings with her family. That's positive attitude.
Okay, when she dies, is that something that you can?
I think
bequeath?
I think it's done. No, she just plans to live to 107.
That's why you take the 2.7.
Well, I'm no math wizard, but if you got $3 million and you earned even 5%, that'd be more money a year from her interest. That'd be $150,000 a year, right, on 5% for $2 million.
Yeah. They always tell you if you win the lottery, take the lump sum, because then you can set it up in a trust. You can hand it down. It can be life-changing money for your kids. You never take the annual payments.
Do you guys remember that it used to be when you bought the ticket, you had to declare whether you wanted the lump sum or the annuity, like when you bought the ticket? I had one of my favorite interactions
I think that's
ever.
Better that way, because you just decided up front. It's like, are you going to donate your kidneys, or are you going to donate your organs? You
don't get to decide at the accident. One of my favorite interactions of all time happened at an Ames gas station, because they had just changed that. So again, we have an older audience, but so most people remember, you used to have to, when you bought a lottery ticket, say, if I win, I want the cash. If I win, I'll take the annuity. And they would I don't remember how it was recorded on the ticket, but it was. So we go in one day and go to buy, stuff. And it's like, oh, yeah, throw a Powerball ticket on there, too. And the kid rings it up. I'm like, hey, don't you have to ask cash or annuity? The kid behind the counter at the gas station is like, what? I said, yeah, normally when you buy a Powerball ticket, you have to declare if you want the cash or do you want to get paid every year? The Powerball is, of course, like $64 million. And the kid's like, what are you talking about? And I go, dude, normally when you buy a Powerball ticket, you have to say, do I want the cash all at one time or do I want to get paid over the years? And this kid looks back at me and goes, dude, we don't even have that much money in the register.
That's great.
I about fell over laughing. I was like, oh, man. I don't think you're management material, dude.
There's a reason, we don't like the stereotype here, but there's a reason you're working behind the counter at a C-store.
That was amazing.
Well, there's a fundamental thing in life that you need to remember before you have any interaction. Not everyone's thinking like you, not even close.
That's true. We were on two totally different wavelengths. You could see, I felt from the minute I started talking to the kid, I could tell, oh, we're not speaking the same language.
It's just funny. I mean, we've talked about this Malcolm Gladwell stuff, this tricks of the mind and how people think. It's
Talking to Strangers is one of his books that this is a great,
exactly,
same thing.
Yeah.
We were talking just a minute ago about Dave Portnoy and how there's something about Dave Portnoy that it kind of annoys me. I respect the guy. I like him, but there's also something about him I don't like. And Travis nailed it. He's an East Coast guy.
I've had that with Des Moines with East. He's from the East Side. I'm like, oh, that explains it.
Look at that deadpan face that Ross is giving. Just that deadpan face, like, how dare you go there?
Oh,
Ross
he's from the East Side.
Ross is not an East Sider anymore. He's a Roosevelt neighborhood. He's in a gated community. You pull up to his house.
Bruno lives in my neighborhood.
I know. I was going to say, I don't know if I want to accept that as a reality.
It's not a gated community. It's bars on the window.
Yeah, but then why is it when you pull up? I pull up. I go, hey Ross, and you hit the button in the garage. The gate opens at the garage.
Right.
Bruno will spit out his coffee.
No, I have always, when I've ever pulled over there's somebody comes out and asks me what my business is. Well, the person's name is Audrey.
Those are drug dealers, and they're asking what's your
business? What's your business?
They're trying to hook you up.
Come on now, we know that's not true. They wouldn't set up that close to Roosevelt and Hubble.
You have to tell people where I live. Jesus.
Calman.
It's pretty easy to find.
Hoover.
Anyways, something else we're supposed to be talking about.
Let's talk about. Guess what? You know what happened yesterday? This blew my mind when I just read it this morning. Lucky Horse opened 5 years ago yesterday.
5 years ago?
Wow.
Lucky Horse?
It seems like just yesterday it was COVID.
Bruno, that was July of 20. I can remember. I remember that time. I remember you going through the process of renovating that building, which doesn't happen overnight. And so people do the math on this in your head, folks. It opened July 17th of 2020. It took a year of working and planning and all sorts of other stuff for Bruno to get to the point where they could open the doors of that place. I remember that time for you, man. I remember that. I remember even thinking like, what in the hell is going to happen with this? And then going there, and it was, I saw the potential. I was like, this place is going to be great if it can survive whatever this is that's coming at us. That, dude, congratulations on that.
It's like going all the way up to Canada and deciding, you know what, I decided I didn't want to go fishing.
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to give you your money back, and you got to figure your way home. I mean, that's kind of what it was. It was like we had already signed the lease, the construction had already happened. It was just, I I don't think we even had an opportunity to contemplate. And the other worst thing about it is that we weren't open pre-COVID, so we didn't get any assistance either. It was like rock and a hard place.
Oh, because you weren't open, you never got assistance,
like a PPP loan. What the?
Yeah, I think we got a little assistance with employment, but like not the same to the same level.
Yeah,
luckily, I was running the place, so of course we're talking about 5 years later. I'm really good at what I do.
I'll tell you what you did.
Actually,
I will tell you,
really
that's what I was just going to say. It goes back to the people. I remember the minute you even said to me, I got the right person in charge here. Jackie's my general manager here, and she's going to get, and she did. She's fantastic. You've got good people, man.
Jackie is amazing. Jackie and her husband, Sawyer, they both work in the company. Really good people, really great people. And we had her cooler go down, like at the library. This is something I want to keep talking about because we don't advertise the library a lot, but if you're in the neighborhood, and we joke, Ross really isn't in the neighborhood, but if you ever want to come over, Ross, it's a good place.
I love it.
A lot of the same faces show up there all the time. Now, the cooler goes out, so we don't have draft beer, but everything else works, and the place is tiny. We have 35 seats. We can work on. We just have to order food a little bit more often so that we can use the refrigerators instead of our walk-in cooler. But we can't have draft beer, so we have cans and bottles, and we have alcohol and ice and all that. So we're like, we'll figure it out. We'll get this thing fixed. We get the bill. It's like, oh my god, it's a lot. And then also they said, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks before we can fix it. Like, what are you saying? So Jackie got on it. We've had to fix our vestibule. We've had the booths are kind of really in need of maybe an update or a new ones. We have a cement pad that's going out front that's going to be 4 bicycles. I negotiated with the city. They're going to put in bicycle lock racks. And then we have to put the cement pad, though. We had some landscaping we wanted to tighten up on our building. And all these things. And Jackie's like, you know what? And she just, without even talking to me, she got with InvestDSM, put in an application, and we just were accepted. And it's a great program. It's the same thing we did to add the patio at Lucky Horse. They worked with us. They're giving us a good deal. And Jackie on her own took the time. She is so concerned for the success of that place. She's so concerned to spend money. To do the right thing. She always wants to do the right thing. She has staff that she's one of those in our company. Some people, it's like, you know what? I don't really like that person, or they don't really pull their own weight, but I'm not going to just tell them what, I'm not going to engage. They just let them go. Jackie's like, if you don't work with me, you're out. She is low tolerance. She's like, but everyone loves her. When she had her baby, everyone's like more than their pleasure to come in and work for her and take it over and make sure it works. And people worked extra every time she's ever needed anything. Like, she can't believe it. And I'm like, you should believe it because you're great. And she's made the library what it always wanted to be. It always kind of was, but she's taken it to the highest level of a neighborhood bar. Lucky Horse is the same way. People always are impressed when they go in. They have a good time. Now, not always, mostly, of course, there's always, there's one-off that's...
Yeah, I would say it's delivered I love taking people there for the first time. When I find out people haven't been to Lucky Horse, they are, again, I think it's 100% hit rate. You get a frozen old fashioned, you get the Dogtown burger with the what's the bacon jam on it?
Oh yeah, jalapeno bacon jam. It's just good. Yeah, no, it's great. The patio's nice now. We still need to work on doing a few fixes there to get some shade, but there's always things to improve, but it's just great. And I love it. And I love the library. I live really close to the library. I can walk there, and I stop there a lot.
Go ahead and give your address, Bruno, since you guys basically gave mine. Go ahead, fire away. Go ahead.
Anyone curious want to know where we live, you just go to the Polk County Assessors and type our name in, except my name's not on the title.
See, you're smart.
It's my wife, and my wife doesn't have my name, so good luck, everyone.
Oh, you're one of those families where I'm not taking your name.
Oh, I'm not one of those families. She's one of those people.
I'm not taking your name. Why would I do that? But is Lucky Horse still your baby? I mean, is that your baby?
Oh, no, this is hard.
No,
Who's your favorite kid, Bruno?
None of them.
Everybody has a favorite kid.
None of them are my baby per se. You know, I have a special place in my heart for the bait shop because it's kind of where you know, it was kind of where I basically went from employee to owner. It's where I was told by my partners, you know, like, we're going to, you know, you got to figure this thing out, because the High Life was a phenomenal success. And then the bait shop was kind of out of the gate a little slow because people were like, craft beer, what's craft beer? We did
300 taps. What are you thinking?
It took a little bit to get to there. Well, we started off with 104, but it took a lot. But I pushed it and pushed and pushed it, and I wanted to see it succeed. Craft beer is my thing. I loved it. I love it. I love the people that work in the industry. I know that it's having a tough time right now, but I know there's a long play there that, you know, the good ones, it's like every business. The good ones are going to survive. They're
thinning the herd can be good.
Thinning the herd.
And so bait shop, you know, I've always liked that one. I haven't spent a lot of time there recently. I've actually just looked at it, and I'm working on towards it, but I'm working on the Empire right now, trying to get that together.
I was going to ask about that.
And we're getting closer and closer. And I don't really have a favorite. I have, honestly, the ones that are my favorite is the ones I don't have to talk about a lot or think about, because they're the staff. I'll tell you this, my favorite people in the company, and I don't mean this to anybody, I don't know if our staff listens, but it's not so much as I would think they would agree, is Jackie's a great person. JC's great. Kathleen's great. Steve-O's great. Nick and Denny. And these folks, they all work really hard and make my job easy, because they go out and do all the hard, heavy lifting and make the things happen. When there's a problem, they fix it, instead of calling me up and say, there's another problem, I need you to fix it. So that's been helpful and nice. They do these
so you're
things.
Talking Hessen House, Royal Mile.
Hessen House has done well. We got Josh came up from the chicken. He's running that now. Fong's is really, it's kind of turned the corner and it's really doing well. Of course, the new space is helpful. They're all labors of love of sorts. And they're also, I've gotten recently, I go from being burnt out to being excited. But I turned 55 at the end of the month, and I'm telling you, I'm not interested in, like, there's no award for working until you're 75, other than basically a really awful retirement.
See, that's where you and I are opposite. I want to be doing this when I'm 75 with Ross. I mean, I want to get up every morning.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to tell you right now.
But it doesn't consider work.
I think you consider this work. That, you know, let me show you a shovel. Let me show you what I did with the floor at the Empires, taking 120 years of flooring down to the original tile, with cement dust in the air, and you can't see across the room, and you're like, why am I breathing in? You know, I'm going to have mesothelioma after all this.
And this is the thing, and Travis knows this, but I think this is the thing that people, Bruno, being your friend this last decade, I've learned this, man. Several times you're not risking it all, but man, several times you're risking a lot. Like we just went through the story of Fong's, or I mean, of Lucky Horse. Dude, that could have gone bad. Really bad.
Carroll Brewing went extraordinarily bad, enough to basically put somebody to jump off the tall building, if not careful. I mean, if money's your only, if I would have been a person who cared about money only, it would have spiraled me out. I wouldn't have been able to take it. I don't care about money. It's a happy accident. I don't. When I say I don't care about money, it's because I've had enough. I have the money. I've done it. It's great, but I don't live for it. And if I lived for it, I think it would have killed me, because we've had some tough times.
I've had a chance to get to know Bruno well enough to know he means that. It's about experiences.
Poison. Look at the world around us right now, and the poison that it's the poison in the hearts and minds of people that are trying to just take. They're not happy people. You tell me Elon Musk is the happiest person on the planet because he has the most money? I'm going to tell you.
Oh, absolutely not. And people that don't know that see you from the outside, Bruno, they think because you've got all of these businesses, you know what I mean?
It's
hunky dory. I have had a chance to peek under the hood and see the pressure of having your name on that many leases and that many employees and that many families and that many people's eyes turned to you. And I've seen that side of it too. And your thing of putting it all on the line from time to time. And
if anyone knows what 4th Street's all about, they know it's the craziest little stretch of street in town. You will see some of the nuttiest things that you'll ever see in Des Moines. And it's been fun over the last couple of months to be this sweaty, dirty guy walking up and down the sidewalk on my phone or just wandering around in my car. And people go, going, what is that guy? Watch people walking by in suits for their lunch. And they're like, oh man, I'm glad I'm not that guy. Of course they're not saying that, but I'm projecting that thought in my mind.
No, you're thinking they're thinking that.
Button down. And then they're looking over at me and I'm looking over at them. I'm like, man, I'm glad we don't have to do whatever that guy has to do for a living.
You could pay somebody to do that. You could,
Here's the deal.
From a guy in
I
the
tried, and I said I need a bid for all the flooring there, and they called me back and was like, yeah, we decided we didn't want to do it. I'm like,
because people are busy right now, and
they're busy and they're shorthanded.
People, labor is a hard thing to come by, and for the most part, construction's doing really well. And when you have people that are really busy, you have people going, I don't need the work, so we're not going to do the work.
And when people ask me, you're going to do another one, that's what they're not understanding. Like, of course I am not doing another one. You're an insane person. And they're like, oh, you always say that. It's like, yeah, but I had 3 years on a lease at the old Fongs. We needed it. I don't want to walk away from that. Hey, come on down. Check out some stuff. We got lake time next week at the bait shop. Friday, we got the bait shops. We got their party at the bait shop. We got our patio party, so come on down with the Nash.
Patio party at the bait shop.
And then the next Friday is the summer stir and all that. So thanks, guys. I'll see you.
Bruno.
I'll be on the road next week, but I'll be with you.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Live on location.
Bruno remote. We like that. See you, Bruno.
There you go.
It's cool. He's bringing his gear on the road.
Love it.
He can do that now. All right, Roscoe. Go ahead. Are you playing golf again today?
Yep.
God.
Got to getting some going to meet Tyrell. Got to get some electrical work done at a few different places this morning. Yeah, but other than that, let's see what else. Got through some stuff last night that was we had a new little hurdle in real estate to get over yesterday, which is always fun, and figured that one out and ready to go.
We'll be back tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. It's the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
This July, splash into savings at Willis Chevrolet of Granger, where the deals are heating up and the prices are cooling down. Right now, get 0% for 36 months on the rugged and reliable Silverado 1500. Looking for a mid-sized truck? Drive off in a new Colorado with lease payments starting at just $399 a month. Head to Willis Chevrolet of Granger today or visit us online at willischevy.com and make a splash with your next ride.
Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes. No artificial dyes and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Are you thinking about buying a home this year? Start by getting pre-approved with Gary Presnall at Northwest Bank in Des Moines to see how much you can qualify for and what loan programs meet your needs. Gary can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less with a pre-approval letter to you. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA loans along with FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hi, I'm Sean McFarland, Service Manager here at Mini of Des Moines. July is here and so is the hot summer heat. Now is the best time to get your Mini in to make sure it and your air conditioning is ready for your motoring adventures this summer. Visit us online at miniofdesmoines.com or give us a call to schedule your appointment.
Bread is made from scratch, freshly baked with locally sourced ingredients and love. At Big Sky Bakery, we take great pride in our delicious products. We know you'll enjoy them almost as much as we enjoy baking.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Auto.